Mr. Jones is 70 years old, and he lives on a farm with his wife, Denise, who is 64. They've lived together on that farm for decades, where their children grew up as well. For good and bad, the children were able to study, and all three of them decided to leave the area and pursue their sophisticated academic careers in big cities, New York, Los Angeles, and even London. Now and then, Alan, Christian, and Meadow, the sons and daughters of the Jones couple, come to visit their old parents on the farm. And this pleases Mr. Jones and his wife a lot. But they don't come more than 3 times a year. So far, they have no grandchildren. Mr. Jones and Denise also visited their successful and now grown-up offspring in their sophisticated and modern apartments and cities. But they don't really like that world. Not even the food in those expensive restaurants. But that's just how life takes its course, Mr. Jones always says to his wife, especially during those long but peaceful winters when they're both sitting by the fire in their cozy living room. After enjoying a nice dinner, mostly made using ingredients and products from their own farm, vegetables, fruits, bread, even the chicken. Though they no longer have big animals like pigs or cows, but at their age, it's good to stay away from red meat anyway. Of course, Mr. Jones and Denise are not antisocial. Once in a while they go out in their truck and visit the village nearby. They also sell some of their products at a local fair, and buy others in the different markets, of course. On one occasion, Mr. Jones fell asleep reading his Bible. His wife, Denise, was already in bed. They also have a cat, Francis, who's 7 years old. Mr. Jones woke up because someone was whispering something into his ear. Jones, it's time. It's time. You have to do it. Sooner or later. When Mr. Jones opened his eyes, he saw his cat, Francis, with a big and wicked smile staring at him. At least, the old man thought he saw a smile. Cats aren't supposed to smile, right? What kind of dream was that? Francis, what are you looking at? Quit staring at me, Mr. Jones said. And as he said it, in a glimpse, Francis simply disappeared. Mr. Jones was now listening to Francis making noises inside the bedroom, where Denise was sleeping, and where Mr. Jones was supposed to join her, of course. How the hell did that happen? That's one fast cat. Or maybe my mind is becoming too slow. Oh, never mind. Time to go to bed. But tonight, that cat is not sleeping with us, the old man said to himself, as he slowly got up from the comfortable couch and dragged himself to bed, step by step, almost sleepwalking. Mr. Jones picked up Francis the cat, who was already on top of the bed next to Denise. Off you go, Francis. I'll see you tomorrow morning. There's lots of space on the couch. Good night, Mr. Jones said to Francis as he put him outside the bedroom and closed and locked the door. Mr. Jones went to sleep, but in spite of the fact that he was very tired, he was having restless dreams, including bizarre nightmares. Jones even watched his wife Denise being butchered as she was screaming for her life, right in front of him. The old man could even feel and taste the woman's blood. Obviously, this nightmare awoke Mr. Jones late in the middle of the night, soaked in sweat. Terrified, but at the same time relieved that none of it had been real. Turning his head to Denise, Mr. Jones smiled when he saw and heard his beloved wife Denise sleeping gently next to him. Someone else was next to Mr. Jones. It was Francis, the cat on the floor, by the sides of the bed of Mr. Jones. How the hell did you get in here? Jones said in disbelief. The old man got up and walked towards the bedroom door. It was still closed and locked from the inside, and the window was also closed. What kind of witchcraft is this? Mr. Jones was now panicked, as all the superstitions and stories of black magic that he heard since he was a child, many of them including cats, were now coming to haunt his mind. Eventually, Denise woke up, due to her husband screaming and shouting. Dear, what's the matter? Why are you screaming? You have a nightmare? Come back to bed, you're safe now, she said. I did have a nightmare, Denise. That's not the problem. There's something wrong with this house. I locked that cat outside our bedroom, and he managed to get inside again. This cat is evil, I'm telling you. I know we've had him for 7 years now, and I realise that. But he has to go. I know you love him, Denise, but Francis has to go, Mr. Jones said, as he kept gazing at the cat, still on the floor looking at the old man. But, honey, what are you talking about? We've never had a cat in our lives. I know you don't like them, so I never brought one home. Who's this Francis as well? You need to see a doctor, dear. Denise's answer brought Mr. Jones to his knees. He could understand having visions and hearing things that weren't there for one night, but he had clear memories of Francis the cat for the past 7 years. Confused, madness was now taking over Mr. Jones. He was now listening to that same voice again. Jones, it's time. It's time. You have to do it. Sooner or later. If you don't do it tonight, I will never leave you alone. Ever. Jones was now seeing Francis the cat everywhere, in his head and in the house. Screaming, Mr. Jones had a primal instinct. He went to get something. Meanwhile, Denise kept calling him back to the bedroom. Mr. Jones did not return to the bedroom. This time he bore an axe. Mr. Jones no longer had any control over his body. Everything was happening just like in his nightmare. Denise's agonizing screams, and Mr. Jones feeling her blood splash all over him. Mr. Jones was eventually arrested and institutionalized in a prison psychiatric facility. Forever. But at least, he never saw Francis the cat ever again.
Subscribe today, or beware.